nobody likes school. I'm just gonna get that out of the way. And we did this for 12 years, and all we get out of it is a dumb piece of paper. And with that in mind, we gotta consider the fact that school needs to be made fun for anybody to actually get into it. No one's gonna care about calculus if they're just sitting there and just listening to someone lecture all day. And so, that's where the genre of edutainment games were born. Games that were meant to try to lure you in and have fun while you learn. Now, some of these could be merely fun. I mean, that's the whole existence of cool math games. And then you get stuff like this. Mario is missing on the Super Nintendo. This game is a whole nother can of worms that I'm going to talk about later. But for now, I want to talk about a genre that we don't normally see educational games in. You know, a simple genre that was perfect for a school setting. The first-person shooter!
In the 90s, Doom and other video games started to make their mark for the shooter genre. This was a revolutionary style of gameplay, and PC gaming was starting to rise. With that in mind, many companies decided they should try taking advantage of this, and none were more notable, at least in my eyes, than I Am Meen. Released on the DOS, I Am Meen is a first-person shooter, well, shooter, in quotes, where you play as a kid who has to use grammar to fight off a wizard. The cutscenes were made by the company infamously notorious for their cutscenes in Zelda, The Wand of Gamelon, and Hotel Mario. These are faces of evil I want to forget.
Yeah, that's not something you see every day. A first-person shooter that's an educational game with cutscenes made by the CDI guys. Needless to say, I Am Meen is an interesting case. And so, I venture off to the PC in order to play this game that, I'm gonna be completely honest, I only know from YouTube poops.
We get introduced to a villain song where I Am Meen introduced himself as a librarian who hates reading.
This is a good villain song, I'm not gonna lie.
The reason explained is that he uses a magic book in order to trap the kids. When they open up the book, they're sucked inside instead. Yeah, no, this guy just screamed bad news, and the kids seem pretty aware of it, so I do not know why they went to this library in the first place, especially since there's gotta be a lot of missing children's reports around this guy. When you start the game, you get the option to pick your reading level, your play level, which I'm assuming is difficulty, and which character you want. Which they completely screwed up. They got the hair colors wrong on the character, so we're already on to a good start. We're trapped in Meen's labyrinth, but Meen's assistant, Norris, not Chuck unfortunately, has offered to help us out. So we must escape to free the other children. So I'm not sure if this is a Doom problem or not, but the controls, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of it. You move forward and backwards with up and down, and instead of moving left or right, you use the arrows to move your direction. The mouse, you use the right click to fire items and punch things. Now you may be wondering how useful this is. Turns out this kid is balls of steel. He just goes out there just punching spiders and trolls like they're nothing. Like, in 2 hits, the giant trolls carrying clubs and stuff that tower over this guy are knocked out. Unfortunately, the enemies seem to stall a lot. I'm ready for them to come over there, but all they do is just keep hopping in place and screaming at me. Just get over here already. As well as this labyrinth is huge. I played for an hour, exploring every nook and cranny, and by the time I finally got to the end, it said I needed a key and I had to explore everything all over again. Now, you may be wondering, how is this educational in the slightest? Well, in order to get past, you have to go solve grammatical problems. This is it. This is all it is. You just find a part of the room and solve a couple grammatical errors, and that's it.
How is this educational in the slightest? I haven't learned anything from this. I feel like I've lost IQ while playing this, if anything. I can't figure out. There's barely any educational content in this game. Alright, that gives me an idea.
Okay, so.
I'ma be home.
Throw it. Well, that did absolutely nothing.
Okay, now what did you learn?
I learned punching the spiders, and I like my character on the game, and then I like to move back and forth, and I like Zab helping me all the time.
Alright then, well you heard it there first, folks.
But it can never be that easy, can it? Nope. There's another. As it turns out, I Am Meen got a sequel. Throughout the game, I Am Meen mentions his wife, Ophelia Chill. And it turns out, she had her own game.
Chill Manor released in 1996 as a sequel to I Am Meen, where his wife ends up taking the Book of Ages and attempts to literally rewrite history.
So if you ever wanted to play I Am Meen with weirder graphics and about history, there you go.
You can't say I didn't try. I don't know if it's my computer, which I'm hoping that's not the case, this is a high-end one, or if it's the game itself or whatnot, but the first level wouldn't load for me. I think I'd turn ancient before I actually get into the Hall of Ancients. So, turning to the internet, all I found out was there was this crappy cliffhanger at the end of the game.
Goodbye for now, bookworm. I have a feeling we'll be meeting again very soon.
If somebody decides to make a third game with these two, I'm going to jump off a bridge. If I have to see these two fuckers again in another game, what, science? Math? Oh god. A first-person shooter with shitty graphics. An educational topic that's barely educational in the slightest. The third game in this unholy abomination of series.
Welcome to Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning. That's me.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit of shit educational games.
Welcome to Baldi's Basics in Education. Welcome to Baldi's Basics in Education and...
Please, please, please. Yes, yes, come to Papa.
Welcome to Baldi's
Thanks for
Basics in
playing.
Education
Come back
and
soon.
Learning. That's me.